Now with Brad Pitt in a new interview speaking about his battle with alcoholism and his sobriety journey. Zareen Shaw has the story.
Well, I think I'll just go see for myself.
This morning, Brad Pitt getting candid about his long path to sobriety and battling loneliness. In an exclusive interview and photo shoot with GQ magazine, the movie star admitting that he spent a year and a half getting sober after Jolie filed for divorce 6 years ago, saying, "I had a really cool men's group here that was really private and selective, so it was safe." Adding, "Because I'd seen things of other people who had been recorded while they were spilling their guts, and that's just atrocious to me." Otessa Moshfegh sat down with the star in Los Angeles.
He's a very deep thinker, and I think that his sobriety is part of an ongoing journey to understand himself in life, and he's a very philosophical person, too.
In 2020, Pitt credited Bradley Cooper with helping him quit drinking.
I got sober because of this guy, and every day has been happier ever since.
But it wasn't just alcohol. Pitt also giving up smoking entirely during the pandemic, saying, "I don't have that ability to just have one or two a day. It's not in my makeup. I'm all in."
He seems very dead set on not smoking, which I think was something that he kept bringing up. About his sobriety, it's a very personal aspect of his life journey.
Welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
And as open as he was, he says in the piece, "I always felt very alone in my life. Alone growing up as a kid, alone even out here. And it's really not till recently that I have a greater embrace of my friends and family."
He always felt somewhat alone in childhood and in later years, and can imagine that when the world has singled you out as a star, you know, you're kind of alone.
Alone, and for a long time seemingly unsure of exactly who he was. Pitt telling GQ he suffered from a low-grade depression. Out here in California, there's a lot of talk about being your authentic self. It would plague me. What does authentic mean? For me, it was getting to a place of acknowledging those deep scars that we carry.
It's really inspiring to see someone like Brad Pitt, who seemingly has everything, just humanizes. It humanizes the disease, and it humanizes the journey of sobriety and recovery.
Over the pandemic, Pitt also says he learned ceramics, wakes up early to play the guitar, and often drives up the coast. He really questions what this period of time will be like and how he wants to craft it. Guys.
Yeah, so open, so honest,
gonna help a lot of folks.
And I would say authentic.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.
How hard has that been to get sober? I mean, to stay sober. How difficult is it on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being like it's ridiculously hard.
I'll tell you the truth. It depends, right? At the beginning, it's very, very hard. That's 10. Okay. You start off because you're in the habit of doing this, whatever it is. And, compulsive behavior, it's like if you limit to alcohol or alcohol and drugs, it's a sort of certain segment of society. If you look at the people that overeat, eat their fucking feelings, and end up just as unhealthy, it's a lot more. If you look at people who shop and gamble or have sex or relationships or use the fucking phone, we're very programmed to seek out rewards and get compulsive about it, gamble, whatever. Nonetheless, it's fucking hard because you've taught yourself this is the only way to ease my pain. I'm in pain. This is the only way to make it better. And I used to go to meetings and hear all these like old timers say, "I'm a grateful alcoholic, and the obsession left me a long time ago." And I would get so angry, I'd be like, "Fuck you, you're not grateful. What are you grateful for? You fucked your life up, you're grateful? Congratulations. Boy, I want some of that too." And the obsession left you. What the fuck are you doing here? You don't want to drink? You're not an alcoholic, get the fuck out of here. I'm dealing with problems. I want to have a drink. How about that? You're just, and I resented that for a long time. And I went through a series of, I got sober. I was sober for a year and a half. I wanted to be sober. I committed to it. And the problem with that fight is like, You can win 1,000 times, you only have to give in once. And you're never going to win all the time.
Right.
So something fundamental has to change. And I hate to say it, but the cure for addiction, the only cure I've seen, and not like these fucking overpriced rehabs or a lot of these fraudulent fixes that are sold to people. They're good people who will support you. Alcoholics Anonymous, I think by and large is a good organization. It's not the only one. The cure for addiction is suffering. You suffer enough that something inside you goes, I'm done. And I'm like lucky because I hit that point before I lost really the things that were the most important. It was not my career or money, it was my relationship with my kids. And when I felt as if it impacted them, I recognized it. It was the worst day of my life. I made amends. And for a while, I thought maybe this is temporary. Maybe this feeling is going to go away. But since that day, I swear to Christ, I have not ever wanted to drink once. Ever.
Wow.
So it's the easiest thing in the world. Because every time I think about it, I'm just like, holy shit, that's the worst idea in the world. I don't want that. I can't do that. And that's the piece that people find. So now I'm that asshole who's like, I'm grateful. I learned a lot. I actually got to be a better person through this process, and I've lost the obsession.
I realized I had a problem. And with those few words, Bradley Cooper is opening up about his struggle with drugs early in his career. Here's Will Reeve.
Actor Bradley Cooper getting deep about his past struggles with substances and self-esteem on the podcast Smartless, hosted by Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes.
I know you're not supposed to cry on this show, sorry. It's pretty emotional. I didn't know Will that well then. And he was like, hey man, do you remember we had dinner the other night? And Will Arnett told me, he's like, you were a real And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. And by the way, have your dogs gone out to the bathroom? And I was like, what? No, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. Oh, no, I think they have to go to the bathroom. They're literally standing by the door. And that was like the first time I ever realized I had a problem with drugs and alcohol.
I like to run by myself, okay?
Me too.
Hey, I like to run alone. Will you stop, okay?
The 47-year-old star of the Hangover franchise, Silver Linings Playbook, A Star is Born, and more, detailing the darkness of his cocaine addiction during his younger years, starting out in Hollywood.
Couldn't get into any clubs, like no girls wanted to really look at me. Like it was like, what? I mean, totally depressed. It wasn't until really Hangover. I was 36 when I did the Hangover. So I got to go through all of those things before fame even played into my existence on a daily level.
So what do you guys get under there? Just a whole bunch of mind your own business.
Cooper crediting fellow actor Arnett for setting him on what he calls the path of deciding to change his life.
It has been awesome seeing you in this place and seeing you comfortable. Nothing has made me happier. It's made me happy to see you so happy with who you are.
Cooper now sober for over 15 years. He's also helped his famous friends get sober, which Brad Pitt thanked him for in 2020.
I got sober because of this guy, and every day has been happier ever since.
My name is Len, and I'm from Venezuela, but I live in Florida. And my question is about drinking. I know you started drinking a long time ago, and I'm in the process. And I would like to know if you can recommend a group. I feel like I'm ready, my body is ready, my mind is ready, but I cannot picture socializing without it. And I want to know if you can help in any way, like a link, a community, anything would help. Thank you.
Wow, what a great call. Thank you so much for that question. So brave, and makes you feel all like good inside. First of all, when I decided to stop drinking, I could not imagine life socializing. I was like, for example, I love baseball. And I remember thinking, well, I'm obviously never going to a baseball game again. Because why would anybody go to a baseball game if they can't drink a beer? What's the point? And I remember thinking, well, I'm never going to celebrate New Year's again. I mean, what's the point? And I remember thinking, well, I'm never going to have fun at the 4th of July again. And listen, for the first year, I just did other things. Like I didn't put pressure on myself to enjoy those things in the way I did drinking. I found I would do something else fun during that time. And I got to be honest, that lasted for me. I don't even think it lasted a year. I think literally within the first year, I was like, fuck it. I don't need to drink for this. Because you've already said the key thing. You think you're ready. And when you're ready, you're ready. You know, you can't be ready because your boyfriend wants you to do it, or your dad thinks you should stop drinking, or you got a DWI and you're worried about your license. None of that worked. Nobody cares. That isn't going to ever, 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 ever do it. You have to be ready, and you led with that. So congrats. And look, obviously a lot of people have been helped with Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm a big believer in that. You can just dial, information in your community for the AA hotline, and they will provide you with meetings. And it's a great fellowship. And I would recommend that as the first step, and see if you feel at home. My guess is you're going to be. And congratulations. It's a great choice, and it's a great journey. I would. It's the best thing I ever did, by far. And I have more fun today than I ever had in the days when I was drinking and drugging and doing all this stuff. And by the way, I had a lot of fun doing that, and I'd still be doing it if it worked for me. But it stopped. So did I. All right, thank you. That was a great call.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Well, New Year's coming. It's been a tough year, full of grief and sadness for many, many, many people. But 45 years ago today, I had a wake-up call. I was heading for disaster, drinking myself to death. I'm not preachy, but I got a message, a little thought that said, do you want to live or die? And I said, I want to live. And suddenly the relief came, and my life has been amazing. And I have my off days and sometimes little bits of doubt and all that, but all in all, I say hang in there. Today is the tomorrow you were so worried about yesterday. You young people, don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. And that sustained me through my life. And that's all I've got to say. And Happy New Year. This is going to be the best year. Thank you.
Is the door to Iron Man totally closed? Because I don't believe it is.
Every day, the reset button, the space bar gets pressed, and it's like, now what?
30 years, he has struggled with a dangerous drug addiction that nearly destroyed him. And today, he says he's clean, he's in love. And so by the time you're in prison, that's not rock bottom for you?
Nope. It's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable. And yet, it's actually just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right. I mean, I believe that, most difficult situations will resolve themselves if you are persistent and if you don't give up entirely. And that's what I never did. I never gave up.
Do you still get urges to do drugs?
I have not even an inkling of a desire. It's not that difficult to overcome these seemingly ghastly problems. What's hard is to decide.
That thing that you're wearing around your neck.
Yes.
Being as you are obviously known as being Iron Man, are you concerned with wearing a large thing in the exact same spot?
Life is funny because I was doing this before I ever got fitted for the RT, so it was more of art imitating oddball stuff I was doing anyway.
Even more interesting because maybe you were born to be Iron Man because Iron Man obviously had that.
Loosely prearranged destiny. And what's incredible is how far afield you can go from it and still find your way back.
This concept of things just sort of falling into place. I'm a big believer in that too. What is that though? Is that you getting out of your own way?
Isn't that 70% of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it's 70% maintenance of what can I do to do my part to stay out of the way. And then the other part, I always think of it as like this little super thin, invisible thread. But you can feel the tug, and you just you have to be really gentle. You have to pause when agitated, and you have to go for it when you're going to like, there's 4 walls in here. Which one has the map behind it? It's that one. And you knock down the wall and it's there,
Yeah, what is that, though? That's a...
Synchronicity?
Yeah.
Intuition? I don't know.
Right.
It's the big I don't know. And I really feel, it's so funny, at this point in my life and being, kind of middle-aged and all that, well, I know I'm going to fly around the world and I'm going to sell some soap. And I know I have a new project, and I know I've just retired my jersey on this 12-year journey I've been on. And how do I want to start? And it came up, how would you like it? I go, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go have the Joe Rogan experience and kick off this year and this season and this new chapter by doing what I love. I think part of the reason I'm still so interested, not just in life, but also, getting to do what I do, is I'm a fan. I love movies. I love creativity. I love music. I love culture. And the fact that I actually have a place in it while I'm observing it and digging it is like, it's an honor.
Even though he has a whole lot of money, even though he's Iron Man, dude, here's the deal. He's still nice. My daughter is 4 years old, and she says, Daddy, don't you know Iron Man? Can't you hook it up? It's my birthday. Can he come to my birthday? Can you make it happen, Daddy? And this is at his height. This is when everything is going. And I text him and I said, listen, man, my daughter, she loves Iron Man. If you got time, you know what I'm saying, if you stop by. And this is the day before her birthday. It's Saturday. Sunday is the birthday. He texts back. He says, is 12 o'clock noon good?
Is the door to Iron Man totally closed? Because I don't believe it is.
Oh.
You guys can go through time now.
Well, let me ask you the question. If I pick the jersey back up and put it on, wouldn't you feel a little bit like, oh,
no.
crap?
No.
Oh.
I love you as Iron Man. So I would, if they opened up this time machine and you popped out, I just imagine the moment where everybody goes fucking crazy. It would be amazing.
It'd be great.
I would love that. But I would also love you hanging it up.
It's just, I keep thinking, see clearly. And it's difficult because I feel like we all just get buffeted by feelings and ego or fears or little, chips of resentments or intuitions that are tied to something maybe higher but you think is out of your reach or whatever. So I need to be kept right-sized because I can easily fall into self-seeking and depression and self-pity and judgment and all that stuff. It's kind of it's a bit of a default, but I spend enough energy and I've had enough help over enough years to actually just say, oh, that's just awful, destructive behavior. You're entertaining in your head, If I'm noticing anything now, it's that we need to shift and we need new challenges. And just like society and politics, things are moving and morphing, and the information age is making things so... Everything's learning and growing from everything so quickly and improving or disproving. But for me, it's just incredible. Our culture never encourages taking a break, never encourages saying, don't chase that thing because you've got it in your hands. So confidence, there's been times when I've felt I'm in possession of it, and then you want to let go a little bit because it's only ever the moment and life guiding you. The wind is so at your back that you're like, wow, are you just jumping over the waves and all that by yourself? And you're like, you bet I am. But there's a physics to the moment, and the wind's at your back. And then the wind does what the fucking wind does, and it changes. And if you're left there thinking, what, so I think it's great to be in full possession of what you would call supreme confidence, and then see what happens if you don't hold on to it so hard, because it's great. But it is a bit of an illusion because, like everything else, it's always changing. Always know what your action is, because then when you come in the morning confident, or when you come in the morning and you can't hit your ass with both hands, you know what to do. Just boil down what it is you're doing, whether there's a camera around or just what am I doing today. Today I'm showing up and I'm trying to be honest and also to listen and learn. But really my action today is I'm beginning a process of promotion.
You actually take comfort in the fact that your eyesight is starting to dwindle?
you want to chase it. But what I appreciate is you know where you're at by what you're able to retain if you fight for it, and the things that are going no matter what you do. Sometimes it's about, I don't need to try to use something to hold on to everything. I want to pick the 5 or 7 things that I definitely want to hold on to, and I want to watch the rest of it go in and out with the tides. Smile. Though your heart is aching, smile. Even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by.